Howdy folks, TJ here. Time to talk about the Speccy Omni laptop. I think the official name is Omni 128 HQ or something. It's been 5 years since I've owned this. If you go back to the Wayback Machine and check out my earlier videos, 2019 February, I received my first two Speccies. Since I'm in the United States, I wanted my first Sinclair to be a Timex Sinclair TS2068. And that's what I did my very first video owning a Speccy. I call it a Speccy. It is Timex. It is Sinclair. It is the lineage of it, just the United States version. And in some ways a little bit better because it came with joystick ports, came with a cartridge port, all these things that it came with, that the one that's from overseas, the original real Speccy, you had to buy expansions and all that for it. So I feel the TS2068 was a little ahead of the curve, but behind the curve too, because it wasn't as compatible with a lot of the Speccy games and stuff coming out. Anyway, around the same time, February 2019, I also received my ZX Omni laptop. I've done a video before that shows you the unboxing, the connecting of the screen, usage, connecting to a big screen, but I wanted to do a little bit of a reminiscing. This is now 5 years old. They still sell them, upgraded versions. They look the same, but the internals are a bit upgraded. And in fact, the current one, I went on to Retrogaming's website. The price is not drastically different than what I paid. I'm trying to remember if I paid about $150 for mine. It's now $198, which is pretty good for a complete Speccy laptop. On the description, it said something about Wi-Fi. Now, does this have Wi-Fi? This is a 5-year-old model. I don't think it did. So maybe, I know they did some revisions of the Harlequin-based board, upgrades, Rev 4, Rev whatever. So I have a feeling that the newer one has some features that mine does not have. But needless to say, for what I use it for, when I go traveling, I may take this on camping trips, for example, to have a quick go at a Speccy game while I'm on vacation. Does this get as much use now, 5 years later? I'll be realistic, no, because the Speccy next back there gets most of my attention. But when I'm on the road, going on a vacation, just sitting out in the living room wanting to play a quick game, my little laptop does come out. I mean, look at this thing. It's a little cool-ass brick. It's, you know, it looks just like an old Speccy of old, yet it's got a screen on it, and it's a little laptop. It's so cool. It's got all the ports. I'm not going to do a complete video on all the ports and stuff because my older video, even though I was a little more monotone back then, I've come a long ways. When you start getting comfortable with your loved ones, for example, you start ripping, doing things that you didn't do before. So my very first videos, I'm a little bit more monotone. Now you're getting the more raw version of me, which could be good, could be bad, I don't know. But I thought I would also just say, hey, this is a laptop. You could take it to road trips. You could take it to conventions. This is a 128K Speccy. And you can take it with you and enjoy it. And it's really powerful and fun. And they still make it today. Behind me, I've got a big screen TV. I've got external speakers. Because the sound on the original OG model, that's 5 years old, the internal speaker on this is very low volume. You can barely hear it. So you have to connect like a little external speaker to it if you want to have full enjoyment. Or there were some tweaks that you could do and do a resistor here or do something there, soldering, and you could make the beeper sound better. I never did any of those things because I rather quickly started moving into other Speccies, and I had the ZXHT HD display device that I could connect to my toast rack, which I used to use my toast rack very heavily. All things aside, my Speccy X gets most of the use, but I still am happy to own this. I still spark it up. It is battery operated. There's some batteries I put in here that you could go off. I typically got about 2.5 hours of use out of my particular batteries I purchased. So it was cool. But what I thought I would do today is just reminisce a little bit, and then let's connect this up to my big 34-inch TV, not TV, but monitor, external speakers, and load up a game and quickly play it, and just say that these are still being made. Now, like back then, a little less maybe, but I'm not sure. It took a long time to get these. It's a one-man operation to my knowledge still. And when you order it, even on the website, it says allow up to 60 days. Back then, I think he used to say the same thing, and it could take considerably longer. Mine, I got relatively quick. I think I just came in at the right time. I think I received mine in a month. But be advised, a lot of these operations are one-man shows, two-man shows. They make these things manually, and it takes them a while. So if you're the type that, I paid for it a long time ago and I haven't got it, don't be that dude. Yes, you want to get it. You paid for it. But there's, example, the Kickstarter. I paid $450, 3 years ago? I forget, 2020, I think. It's been a long time. Did I bitch and moan about it? No. It could take a while, and you just live with it, and you figure out other things to keep your mind occupied until then. Expect possible delays, one-man operation. If that one man gets sick, that means things slow up, so be advised. I don't know what the current speed is, but the website says 60 days. But the price is $198, so let's, again, this is the little, in case you haven't seen it, I'll just kind of quickly show you again. This is the only rubber key Speccy I have in the family. Believe it or not, being as a Sinclair nut as I am for 5+ years now, I don't own an original 16K or 48K Speccy. This is the closest I have to it for the rubber keys. Everything else, I've got the Plus, the Toast Rack, the Next, +2, a +3, but I never found the time to buy and money to buy a 16 or 48. One day I'll do it just to complete my Sinclair love, my little museum here. Let me connect this up, and we're going to just show, hey, you got home from your trip, you had fun with your little Speccy, you've charged up the batteries, and you want to play on a big screen TV. It's got joystick ports on it, so you can connect joysticks, which the old Speccys didn't have. It's all built into this sucker. So let me connect things up. Let me move in the camera a little bit, and I think I'll turn off the ambient light back here and turn on the main lights up here, because maybe things will come in a little better. So bear with me here as I move. We'll just keep chatting here. I could do an edit, but why edit when we could just chat and have fun with this? So let me move the camera in, and I'll show you my little doohickeys. That doesn't sound right. I don't want to show you my doohickeys. This is 8 minutes in, so this is all cool. So let me squimmy my body in here. So I've got this little device, and I've made a video about it before. This little device is made to allow, I believe, Segas to connect to an HDMI display. So you've got an HDMI port on one side. This particular one's got a little DIN-style connector that fits perfectly fine on the back of my Omni, and I'll show you that. And it's also got a little power cord that you connect to a USB. You don't technically need to use this, but I'm going to do it on this run. I don't know if it makes things a little brighter, a little bit more powerful, but I've got the power source here, so I'm going to connect it up. So the cool thing, so the way the Omni connects to this little screen that's got some brackets holding it on is this little plug. So all you have to do is unplug it and plug this device into it. So I'll do that now. So that's done. This little device, by the way, has two ratios, 4:3 or 16:9. So if you want to stick with the right 4:3 ratio, you can force it by putting it on the 4:3, which I've done. I'm going to go ahead and connect this to USB to give it power. You don't need to do that. And you've watched my video before. I didn't do it before, but I'm going to do it on this run. Turn on my monitor. Let's turn on, and I'm going to connect it to my big speaker. So I've got a little lead here on the back of this Omni. Is a audio port for right and left, and also your old ear mic port. I earlier forgot which one was what, and I plugged it in, I think, into the wrong one. But then just open up your laptop. And this laptop, I created my very first game. So when I received my 2 first Speccies in February 2019, I played around with my Timex 2068, started programming on it a little bit, getting familiar with it. But then this one came in, and I made my complete Invasion of the Cloud People, the original game, on this computer. Keying it all in, getting familiar with how the keys work, and the one key can do a bazillion things. It was all rather cool. So now if I've got everything plugged in and sound up and on, hopefully it works. Let me make sure I plugged into the right port. I did. So let's turn it on. I've got batteries in here, and it's probably got enough charge to keep running for a bit. Now, did I plug it? No. So stupid me. Let me turn this off. So there's an HDMI cable that you neglected TJ to plug in. So I need to plug that in, dumbass. Now it should work. So now let's try it again. There we go. Video. So you're home from your trip. Everything was hunky-dory, but you want to play on a big screen for enjoyment. So one of the games that I really enjoyed back then was Grid Trap. Grid Trap. Now, my dog may start barking. That's part of the MO here. Once they start hearing sounds and video games from outside, they may start barking. So bear with it as best as you can. I love this game. It's really fun, but it's been a long time since I played. So let's do keyboard. Is it O? Okay. 0. So I want to touch things. Doohickeys, touching doohickeys. So is the sound up on that? Yeah, that's good. So let's start. Oh, do I have it on keyboard? Keyboard. Okay. So let's play around. So I'm this little dude. I gotta go collect the flags. You can't walk over blank space. You gotta get the bombs before they blow up. You gotta get these flags. But remember, you can't walk over. So now how am I gonna go get that one? I can go up here. Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh crap! I blew chunky monkeys. Oh crap! So I screwed up already. A common thing for me. So let's just. Oh. Die like a bastard. Okay, cool. So let's try this again. I want to at least win one round for you. So go down, collect the flag, and then go right, and you appear over on the left side there. And then let's go up here. Oh, the bomb's gonna blow. Get up the bomb. I got the bomb before it blows. Here's another one. They're appearing left and right. Where's the next? Okay, up here. Good. Okay. Got it. I passed round 1. Okay, go. Where am I? Oh, here I am. Bomb. And then there's these little shoes that want to kick your ass. I boot up the butkus, up the keister. You know, there's a Speccy next version of this game that I believe is being worked on. I can't wait for that because this is another game that I did relatively good on it. Oh shit! I just cornered myself. Oh, you son of a bees weasels. So unless this is the last one, yeah, I'm screwed. Look at that. I got stuck. Now, was there a key that you could do something to walk over yourself? You could do a super bomb. I forget. There is something. I don't remember what that was. So I'm going to blow up. There you go. But you get the gist of it. So, Omni laptop. This is a 5-year-old version, and it's still chunking, monkeying, working well today. I spit all over it. So if you want a little Speccy that you can take with you on trips, that you can then, with a little adapter, connect up to a big screen TV and a nice external speaker, and have all the fun of Speccy on the road, this is a really cool thing. What's interesting, let me turn off the sound here. What's this say? Welcome, you have managed to gain a high score? Well, I kicked ass! That's right. There's an HDMI port on the back of this. It was never connected. It was never elaborated on. It was something that they were going to eventually build. 5 years later, I did see some recent posts in the ZX Omni Facebook group, and he showed a little HDMI adapter that will go inside here that will make that port usable. So I won't need to use this little doohickey anymore. And I'm thinking that maybe even the video might be better because this little Sega device does work, but the video quality is not as high as the ZX HD connecting to the back expansion port of it. You can connect one of those ZX HDs to this, but the problem is the screen's in the way. You can't connect it. So I'd have to take the screen off, and why am I going to do that? But if you just own the ZX Omni without the laptop part, you could use one of those ZX HD devices. But those are also pretty costly. They're well over $100. So you got to weigh some things out. But hopefully, Jordy, I think is the proper pronunciation. He did show that it would work even on this older model, the HDMI port upgrade. Hopefully it's not a bazillion dollars. Hopefully they're available here in the near future because I will buy one, and that will allow me to not have to use this little doohickey. Just one more thing that makes this whole thing much more easily used anyplace. Take it, connect it to any HDMI, no dongles needed, and it just works. So anyway, ZX Omni laptop is 128 is in there too. It's basically a 128K Speccy on steroids, a rubber key wonder. I actually loved using the rubber keys, and when I was programming my game, I got used to each key doing certain functions. Now, it's been 4.5 years since I made my game, so I don't remember it all, but if I had to, I could go back and probably learn relatively quick. So anyway, ZX Omni laptop still being sold today. Again, I don't know the lead times, how true he is to the 60 days back then. I think there was some times that it took a year. I don't remember exactly, but it took a long time. And like I said, a one-man operation. If you get sick, it means things get put on the back burner. So be patient. If you're not the patient type, then maybe this is not for you. Unless he says, I've got one in stock ready to ship, which I don't think is the case. I think he kind of builds these to order. So anyway, such a cool little computer. I am so happy I still own one today. And that's it. Thanks for watching the video. What am I going to do next? I don't know. But my QL's sitting over here begging for some love. I need to find some time to do that. So anyway, thanks for watching the video. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye.